Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for all the encouragement these past 2 weeks, and especially for yesterday. A lot of you seem to have enjoyed that video I did called YouTube's Four Horsemen of Easy Believism, which I hope to be doing part two of that. I thought originally I wouldn't need a part two, but it looks like I'm going to need at least a part two. So hopefully that'll be dropped before the night is over. Can't promise. Got to see how that goes. But of course, not everyone enjoyed YouTube's Four Horsemen of Easy Believism as you did. In fact, three of those horsemen gathered last night at Praise I Am's channel to do a stream in reviewing that video of mine that I dropped yesterday. Once again, YouTube's Four Horsemen of Easy Believism. So they were all at Praise's channel last night, and they were doing a review of that video. Everyone except Graham Gould, apparently, for once he had something to do during the daytime. But I guess, they got to him later. In any case, you know how Praise does his reviews, right? He lets you speak 5 words, and then he speaks 500 words. And so then he'll resume the second half of your sentence, and by the time he's finished, nobody, not even you, remembers what you said. So, but during this review, I participated in the chat, and so did the Layman's Seminary. And the Layman had no defense for any of the accusations I made in that video, the Four Horsemen video, part 1. But he did decide to play the race card, to call me an anti-Asian racist in the chat. Now, I challenged him to quote me, to prove his statement. But he, of course, ignored my challenge. So at any rate, I thought before making part 2 of YouTube's Four Horsemen of Easy Believism, I would dispose of this little bit of libel of the Layman Seminary. So I don't have to waste time on it on part 2. And so I thought I would bring up the YouTube video from where my alleged anti-Asian comments occurred. So let's take a look at that. I have to, let me tell you, it was a couple of weeks ago, the basement dweller posted a criticism of Charles Jennings, the Layman Seminary. The basement dweller posted this biting criticism of the Layman's debate performance against Dr. Larry Helms, where once again, Charles Jennings made a fool of himself trying to debate somebody who actually knew the issue. And he eventually had to attack Dr. Helms ad hominem, just as he attacked me ad hominem last night. But at any rate, basement dweller, who is a pretty smart guy for someone who lives in a basement, he decided to post a critique of Charles Jennings' vicious ad hominem attacks against Dr. Helms. I mean, it was really quite an outrageous display on Jennings' part. Here's this guy with a PhD from an accredited seminary, and here's Charles, who's going to this unaccredited diploma mill and doesn't even have his BA yet, and he's talking down to this accomplished scholar. It was just really outrageous. And of course, basement dweller saw this, as we all did. And he posted some real criticisms about it. Let me bring that up here. I'll go to the share screen. I can see it. And let's see if I can find that YouTube thing here. I think this is it. Let me share it. And yes, here it is. Let me bring myself a little bit bigger. Yes, it looks like the basement dweller did a little artwork too here with Charles's charming mug. So there is a discussion below here. I don't know. Can I move it? Let me see. Yeah, there's a discussion below here. And to cut right to the chase, Basement Dweller got into a discussion with Layman Seminary's wife, or tried to anyway, in the comments section. Charles pretended he didn't see this video, but apparently he told his wife to go defend him. So his wife tried here, didn't do such a great job. And Basement Dweller tried to engage with her, and she promised to uh, respond to his criticisms, but of course never did. And I pointed out that you're not going to get an objective view from the man's wife, who he rescued from the third world. So it's I don't even know why you're asking this. So I'll put this back down. Now, Charles chose to interpret my comments about the Philippines as anti-Asian hate. Well, sorry, Charles. I and my battalion went there some 43 years ago, and I remember well the poverty of the Philippines. And I also remember how popular us American soldiers were. In fact, some of the strangest looking fellows who I knew in my battalion never enjoyed such romantic success as they did that 30 days in the Philippines. Um, you could say it's all a matter of taste, or we could say that, sometimes people in desperate situations will do what they have to get out of. Now, I don't know what's going on with you and your marriage, Charles. I have no way to know. Not going to judge that. Not really concerned either. But to claim that I am a racist because I pointed out that the Philippines is a third world dangerous country where sensible women and sensible people do their best to get out of in any way they can. I hardly think that makes me a racist. That makes me a realist. And, Bill Maher of HBO fame has the show Real Time with Bill Maher. He has a segment on the show called New Rules. And I have some new rules I want to start here. Let me bring this up. All right. Back to the screen share. Still getting used to all this stuff here. And yeah, it's the PowerPoint. Okay, well, once again, this YouTube's Four Horsemen of Easy Believism. This was the video they were all reviewing last night, and where I was accused of being a racist. But I have some new rules, as Bill Maher said. One of them is anyone who accuses me of being a racist has to have a brother-in-law darker than mine. Okay. That's A. Euclides. I married a Brazilian immigrant, so don't call me anti-immigrant either. And this is the Brazilian I married. I better close this a little bit here. You can see her. Yeah, there we are, 96. As you can tell, she's a couple of shades darker than me, isn't she? More like her brother. Let's see, I got some more pictures of us I'm going to show real quick. I don't want to run out of time here, which I have a tendency to do, unfortunately. So let's see. Yes, this is us in the year 2000. I took a flight there and joined her. She was on vacation there with her relatives, and there she is with her brother and all that. So you can tell a real racist would marry a kind of a dark Brazilian from a family with some African ancestry, apparently. Let me see what other pictures I got here. Yes, this will give you an idea of that, like Charles, I have married outside of my race and outside of my culture. And so trying to slime me a racist, Charles, is going to be kind of difficult. Let's see. Also, another new rule. Anybody who slimes me a racist has to have subtenants that are darker than mine. These are two wonderful guys here. I rented my Lynchburg, Virginia apartment to. Big fellow on the right there. He is a Liberty University employee and a graduate student, and that's his cousin who's an undergrad there. You know, they're sweethearts, they're gentlemen. If they didn't have any relationship with Liberty University, I probably would not have rented to them. But because they did, they seem like great tenants to me, and they have been for over a year. Another new rule here. Yes, anybody who calls me a racist has to live in a city more diverse than the one I've lived in most of my life, New York City. And this is the late, great David N. Dinkins, who was mayor for a time. He was kind enough to take a photo with me. Let me see what else I got here. Oh, let me just put this up here. I went back to Brazil 3 years ago to see my ex-wife, who I've missed. Next month will make 18 years we're divorced legally, but we talk almost every day still. Let me try and close this out here because I'm going to run out of my 15 minutes allotted. We all have different reasons for getting married. Charles, I hope your marriage to your Asian immigrant wife works. You know, I hope that she does not get homesick like mine did. Doesn't miss her relatives or friends, her life from her own country as mine did. I hope that won't be the case for you. I really do wish you success with your Asian immigrant wife. Nothing against Asians, so let's not be ridiculous. Stick to the facts, Charles. When you're going to argue with somebody, if you want to sound credible, don't go ad hominem. Don't. It won't help you. All right, look forward to part 2 later, I hope.